Well, students, we're gonna finish up these pattern cats today. The first thing I would like you to do is make sure we're being careful with our brush, hold it like a pencil, and make sure that we're not splashing it or banging it. Everyone was really doing a nice job last time being careful with their brush and just wiping it off like this. So you could not even hear it, making sure your brush always stays in a point. We're not scrubbing it on the paper. So here, I'm going to finish up my patterns, and I think that I'm gonna do for this one, I am gonna do red, and this red has some broken edges on it, so I want to be extra careful with that to make sure that it doesn't get more broken. So I'm gonna carefully paint it, then I'm gonna rinse off my brush, and then I think this time I'm gonna choose this yellow. So I'm gonna do red, yellow. And let's listen to my brush. Yep, I'm being very gentle. And then rinse off my brush. And please remember that it's not a race. Take your time. Now, once this is done, I'm just gonna check and make sure everything has enough paint on it. So it looks like my orange is a little bit light. So let's put another layer of orange on the orange. And you could put another layer of pink on the pink, or another layer of blue on the blue. Now you want enough water to make the paint go on, but you do not want the paint filling up with water, because that will make it get really soft and it can break. Also, you don't want too much water on your paper, because then you can see like my red and my blue mixed together. So I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to fix that. So try to keep those colors separate. Then when you are ready to paint the background, the space around your cat, I want you to raise your hand and tell me that you're ready, and then share with me the two colors that you're gonna mix, because we're gonna use our knowledge of the color wheel and we're gonna mix two colors that are next to each other. So I wanna make sure that all my patterns are done, but I do wanna check the face and say, okay, this green looks like it needs a little bit more green on it. Make sure there aren't any white spots. The face does not get any pattern. So this is just one shape, so this part's just gonna be one color. This shape up here is just one shape, so that's just gonna be one color. And you can see I'm being careful not to paint on the eyes, okay? So once I have this done, I am ready to say which colors I want to do for the background. I am gonna say that I want to do orange, and orange is next to a couple of things. Orange is next to yellow, orange is next to red, and pink is the same as red. So orange can go with pink, orange can go with red, orange can go with yellow. I'm gonna do orange and yellow. And the reason I chose that is I only used orange once. That would be a good color for me because I didn't use it a bunch. Now green would not be, because I did green here, green here, green here. Blue would not be a good choice for me because I did blue here, blue, 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 blue. So that's why I'm choosing orange. When I do this and I say, Mr. Jackson, I would like to do orange and yellow, you just start with one color. So I'm gonna do just my orange, and you can see that I'm gonna go around my cat. I'm trying to be careful not to let this orange go onto the parts that I already painted. So it's really just tracing around it. Once I trace around it, then I'll paint in the other spaces. So here, going around the whole thing. If you get a little bit on the table, that's okay with me, because I'm gonna wipe up the tables anyway. And now the most responsible way to do this would be to paint a line, then pick up my brush. Paint another line, pick up my brush, paint another line, pick up my brush. And most of you will have to stand up to get to be able to do this well and to be able to reach the paint. So even these are just little lines where I'm just painting a line, pick up my brush, paint a line, pick up my brush. And you can see I'm not getting any paint on my cat. I'm just doing the background. Now once I do that side, then I'm gonna turn it, just move it a little bit, and then I'm gonna paint this side. So I'm gonna just paint a line, pick up my brush, paint a line, pick up my brush. My brush, you can still see, is in a nice point. It's not getting all tangled up. You can paint this way too, and just paint down and then pick up your brush, paint a line that goes down, and that works out nicely. Once the whole thing is done with one color, then you mix it. And I wanna stick with what I said. I'm not gonna change my mind and do something else. I said yellow and orange. So now it's time for me to put my yellow on top, and that's gonna make this beautiful golden orange color. So I could use this yellow or this yellow. I think I'm gonna use this yellow because there's more of it. This yellow, you can see here, I'll just use a little bit of it, but you can see that this yellow will work. This yellow will also work just fine. So since there's more of this yellow, I might as well use that so we're not running out. So same thing, I'm gonna go around my cat, and then use a line, pick up your brush. Paint a line, pick up your brush. Now something I'm noticing is that if I'm not careful, some orange is going into this. So I should probably be careful just to wash off my brush before I go in there too much. So if you see the paint changing color in here, just wash it off a little bit and make sure this paint here stays clean. Go all the way around it, and then that mix will be nice and even. I'm being careful too to make sure that I'm just doing a 2-color mix. I wouldn't want to all of a sudden put a 3rd color on here. I just want to stick with just those 2. My paper's getting turned a little bit. Paint a line, pick up my brush. Paint a line, pick up my brush. So please do this carefully. We do not need to rush or race. Oh, I love that golden color because it makes a new color. And I think color mixing is so much fun. So here, got this done. And then when it's cleanup time, we'll put our brushes in here. I'll come pick it up, and or I'll ask you to bring it up, depending on how much time we have. And then we'll get our spots cleaned up. So let's have fun finishing these pattern cats.